All right, let's dive into one of the most famous, most mind-bending thought experiments of all time. We're going to tackle the grandfather paradox, a question that has kept physicists, philosophers, and sci-fi fans up at night for decades.
So picture this. You've got a time machine, you fire it up and travel way back, long before your parents were even a thought. You find your grandfather when he was a young man, and you prevent him from ever meeting your grandmother. So what happens?
Now, you might think, well, obviously I'd just vanish, but it's not that simple. Not even close. That one seemingly straightforward answer, it unravels everything. This action creates a problem so deep, it literally threatens to tear apart the fabric of reality itself. So let's break down exactly why.
Okay, before we even try to find a solution, we first have to get our heads around the crisis at the very heart of this problem. We need to dissect what makes this paradox tick.
So what even is a paradox? It's not just something that's weird or confusing. A true paradox is a situation where the logic basically eats itself. The conclusion completely contradicts the starting point, creating a puzzle that seems to erase itself if you solve it. The specific kind of paradox we're talking about here has a great name, a causality loop, and it's the perfect description. You can think of it like a snake eating its own tail forever. The effect, that's you, goes back in time to get rid of the cause, your grandfather, which in turn gets rid of the effect. It's an impossible, self-destructing circle.
Let's walk through the logic here, step by step. Step 1, you exist. Right now. Simple. Step 2, you get in your time machine and go to the past. Step 3, you do the deed. You prevent your own birth. This logically leads to step 4, therefore, you are never born. But wait, this is where it all falls apart. Step 5, if you were never born, then, step 6, who the heck went back in time in the first place? You see the problem? You have to exist to do the thing, but the thing you do guarantees you never existed. It's a perfect, beautiful contradiction.
So yeah, we have a universe-breaking problem on our hands. But theoretical physicists, they don't just throw up their hands and walk away. Instead, they've come up with some absolutely incredible theories that could potentially resolve this whole mess and make the universe logical again.
You know, a lot of scientists operate on a fundamental principle, which is that the universe itself hates a paradox. The thinking is that the laws of physics must have some kind of built-in failsafe to prevent these kinds of contradictions from ever actually happening in reality.
And this leads us to the two leading theories for how the universe might solve this. First, on the left, we have the unchanging timeline. In this model, the past is set in stone. You can't change it because you were always a part of it. So maybe you go back to stop your grandfather, but you slip on a banana peel at the last second, and that accident is actually how he meets your grandmother. Whatever you do, it only leads to the future you already know. Now on the right, things get way weirder with the branching timeline, or the many worlds theory. In this version, you do succeed, but you don't erase your own timeline. You just create a new one, a parallel universe where you'll never be born. You, the time traveler, are now an orphan of time, stranded in a reality that isn't yours.
Now, these solutions aren't just clever tricks to get out of a puzzle. They represent two completely different visions for how time, reality, and our entire existence might work. So which is it? Is time a single river flowing in only one direction? Or is it more like a giant tree with an infinite number of branching possibilities?
The implications here are just massive. The unchanging timeline really points toward a kind of fatalism, doesn't it? The idea that history is already written and our free will is just an illusion. We're just playing out our predetermined parts. But the branching timeline, wow, that suggests that every single choice we make, no matter how small, could be splitting reality, creating countless new universes. It's a vision of infinite possibility, but also infinite consequences.
And this is really why this paradox is so important. It isn't just a fun story for a movie. It's a serious stress test for our models of physics. By pushing logic to its absolute breaking point, it forces us to ask these incredibly deep questions about causality, time, and the very structure of reality itself.
So that's the question the paradox leaves us with. When we look back on history, are we reading a story that's already finished, set in stone? Or are we standing at the trunk of a tree, looking out at an infinite number of possible worlds, branching out from every choice ever made?